Hello, my name is Robert Rodriguez, and I was one of the students that worked on the Enabling Wearable Technologies on Patients with High Body Mass Index project alongside Gustavo, Alexander, Idio, and Jose. In this video, I will be breaking down the shortcomings and the wish list for this project. With nothing further ado, let's jump right into the shortcomings. The shortcomings contains a list of items that were determined to be of high importance, but due to the time constraints of our project, the team was not able to fully implement them. The first point is that the forget password button functionality is not yet implemented. As you can see in the picture, here it is a button called forget password. It currently takes you to the frame to reset your password, but again, the functionality is not yet implemented and it needs to be done. The second point is that admin authentication for new signups. The project in its current state allows anyone to sign up at any time without the need for an administrative permission. As researchers are expected to deal with delicate personal data from the patients, adding an extra layer of security in the form of an administrative authentication is important. This process will ping an admin or the lead researcher for a new user sign-up, requiring their approval before the new account can access the software functionalities. The other point is that a subject ID does not currently update when the next patient is clicked. Let me take it to the frame first. So here's the button for next patient, and once it is clicked, it takes you to this other frame where you can see the ID, and this ID is not being updated, and that needs to be fixed. It should be generated from the database. The other point is that data is currently being recorded as soon as the spectrometer is started, rather than at the start button is pressed. The recordings should start once the button is pressed and stop when the stop button is pressed. From the moment the app starts, the pi is shooting data into the graph in the UI, and this data is also being collected and stored in files. However, this is not how we are supposed to collect data. We only care about data after we click on the start button and until the time ends. The second to last point is that integration, time spectra, number of spectra return is not currently taken into consideration. These three fields here, the functionality to record data is not being implemented, and they are supposed to modify the way that we collect data from the Pi. And the last point is that integration time must be adapted to milliseconds. This field that you see here, it should be milliseconds instead of seconds. So that's it for the shortcomings list, and let's move on to onto the wish list. The wish list is a list of items that our team will have liked to add to the project, but due to the short time span provided, were not able to be included. This originated from both our team's ideas and some of the product owner requests. The first one is an active visualization of previously recorded data, accessible for both researchers and patients. The researcher team we worked with desired a web portal accessible for both patients and researchers, with the ultimate goal of showcasing recorded data in the form of graphs and other visual aids. The other point is interrupted sessions. Files must be flagged in a way to easily identify them. Here you can see a button that says interrupted sessions. Once you click on it, this toggle button, it should mark a recording that there was some kind of interference or human error. This is still valuable data, but should be flagged to identify them as outsiders. We should not discard these discarded sections just because they were interrupted. The other point is that data analysis algorithm translated to Python to run solely on the cloud. Given that the project is expected to be fully hosted on Azure, the product owners suggested moving their data analytics process to the cloud as well. This means translating some of the algorithm that they wrote on MATLAB into Python, which can be run directly on Azure notebooks under Azure Machine Learning. And the last point for this video is that limit number of tries for logging in as a security measure. This will add an extra layer of security to logging into the platform. And that wraps up our list for shortcomings and wishlist. Thank you for your time, and good luck next semester.